When making life or death, war or peace decisions, a president just can't pop off or lash out irrationally. No, we need an adult in the White House.
One thing you could say about Donald Trump, though, he has a vivid imagination. He has created a dangerous organization to get the old people excited and fired up, a supervillain called Antifa. And the reason we know Antifa is organized against the government is because their matching signs indicate they are somehow in league with Kinkos.
You're seeing people out there with thousands of signs that all match, pre-bought, pre-put together. They're organized and someone is funding it.
Antifa is just short for anti-fascist. It's not a club you can join. There are no membership dues, but they have matching signs. Okay, well, I guess we better round up these domestic terrorists, too. They look pretty matching to me. Listen, I'm going to tell you this. Spread it around. There's no chaos in Portland. None. There is no chaos in Chicago.
Jimmy Kimmel just unleashed a roast so brutal, and Michelle Obama fired off her own knockout truths. Trump didn't see either coming.
I hope you'll forgive me if I'm a little frustrated that some of us are choosing to ignore Donald Trump's gross incompetence while asking Kamala to dazzle us at every turn. I hope that you'll forgive me if I'm a little angry that we are indifferent to his erratic behavior.
If you're enjoying this video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. If anyone thought Trump could dodge the spotlight, think again. Jimmy Kimmel opened up like a human fireworks display, and poor Trump had no idea the chaos about to rain down. This wasn't just roasting. This was a full-on, multi-level demolition of ego, hubris, and questionable hair choices.
They're bacteria. You know, sometimes we get so fixated on Trump, we forget there are other disgusting creatures hell-bent on bringing about the end of the world out there.
That being president isn't anything like reality TV. It is not an apprenticeship. And it is not just about fiery speeches or insulting tweets. It's about whether someone can handle the awesome responsibility of leading this country.
One moment he's tweeting about election conspiracies. The next, Kimmel's delivering a verbal uppercut so precise it could register on the Richter scale. And somewhere in a parallel universe, Michelle Obama was casually dropping truth bombs, separate but equally nuclear.
But our president, Metamucil World Peace, is having a pretty good week, or he was anyway. Yesterday, Trump had what was easily the most presidential day of his life. He was front and center on the world stage signing a ceasefire in the Middle East, and then he got home, he started going through the internet, and he just couldn't help himself. Trump made the cover of Time magazine, which he usually loves. You know, before he was president, he had fake Time magazine covers hanging on the walls of his golf club, for real. But this one, I guess, conjured up some mixed feelings because of the photo they used.
Let's start with Kimmel. The man didn't even bother to ease in. It's like watching someone accidentally open Pandora's box and then realize, oh, I'm supposed to contain this? Every jab was so sharp it could slice through steel. You know how Trump loves to talk about being the smartest person in the room? Yeah, Kimmel quietly walked in and turned that idea into a cautionary tale.
We know folks are going to do everything they can to distort her truth. My husband and I sadly know a little something about this. For years, Donald Trump did everything in his power to try to make people fear us. See, his limited, narrow view of the world made him feel threatened by the existence of two hardworking, highly educated, successful people who happen to be black.
Suddenly, all the tremendous deals and very stable genius tweets feel like the scribblings of someone trying to build a sandcastle during a tsunami. But the beauty of it wasn't just the burns. It was the timing, the precision, the way each joke felt like it was designed by a team of mathematicians who specialize in humiliation. Trump tried to look calm, tried to throw in that confident glare, but by the third joke, it was clear. Even his mirror was judging him. Somewhere, a collection of his aides started whispering, maybe we should have fact-checked that one. Too late, the damage was already done. Every statement she made hit like a gentle but unrelenting tidal wave. Slow at first, then suddenly there's no footing left, no defenses, and Trump is flailing like a toddler in a kiddie pool. What's fascinating is the dual effect. On one side, Kimmel's taking aim with humor, which, let's be honest, is like trying to knock over a building with a rubber mallet unless you know exactly where to hit. Kimmel knows. Every joke, every visual, every subtle hint was like a secret weapon designed to leave Trump questioning not only his choices, but whether he even remembers what day it is.
It's upset him so much that at 1:36 a.m. he posted, Time magazine wrote a relatively good story about me, but the picture may be the worst of all time. They disappeared my hair and then had something floating on top of my head that looked like a floating crown, but an extremely small one. Really weird. Now, I want to go back to that cover and show you this crown. Okay, that's not a crown. That's the letter M. Only he would see an M on his head and assume it's a crown. If that's not an M, you're on the cover of Time magazine, okay?
And on the other side, Michelle Obama is calmly dismantling the pretense, delivering truths that sting more than any punchline could.
If a candidate is erratic and threatening, if a candidate traffics in prejudice, fears, and lies on the campaign trail, if a candidate thinks that not paying taxes makes you smart, or that it's good business when people lose their homes, if a candidate regularly and flippantly makes cruel and insulting comments about women, about how we look, how we act, well, sadly, that's who that candidate really is. That is the kind of president they will be.
And the jokes, they don't stop. Kimmel doesn't just target the obvious, he goes deep, mining decades of statements, habits, and notorious gaffes like a comedic archaeologist uncovering ancient ruins. There's knows it.
Obvious mental decline, his history as a convicted felon, a known slumlord, a predator found liable for sexual abuse, all of this while we pick apart Kamala's answers from interviews that he doesn't even have the courage to do, y'all. Please, do not hand our fates over to the likes of Trump, who knows nothing about us, who has shown deep contempt for us. Because a vote for him is a vote against us.
And yet, no one stops applauding. No one lets the moment fade.
But I did get some exciting news this weekend. According to a new poll from YouGov, which is a serious polling site, or they were before this, I am more popular than the President of the United States. The guy who keeps saying I have no ratings, well, that makes two of us. They polled more than 1,000 people, and I lead Trump by 16 points. I'm at +3, he's at -13.
Trump's attempts to interrupt, correct, or pivot are met with silence, polite, yet absolute. He's like a cat swatting at air while the dog calmly takes the ball away.
Last night where she said that you're in over your head and the wrong president for the country.
She was over her head, and frankly, she should have made the speech live, which she didn't do. She taped it, and it was not only taped, it was taped a long time ago because she had the wrong deaths. She didn't even mention the vice presidential candidate in the speech, and she gets these fawning reviews. If you gave a real review, it wouldn't be so fawning. I thought it was a very divisive speech, extremely divisive. And frankly, I wouldn't even be here if it weren't for Barack Obama. See, we're standing in the White House. I wouldn't be in the White House except for Barack Obama because they did a bad job, Biden and Obama.
Kimmel's comedic chaos paired with Michelle Obama's calm authority demonstrate that even the loudest, most seemingly untouchable figures can be humbled when the right forces collide. And Trump? Well, he's left to navigate the wreckage, flailing as history watches and laughs.